Google has quietly flipped a switch and your business might have just vanished. Your next customer won't find you through Google unless their AI says you're worthy.
The old playbook of keywords, rankings and traffic has been replaced with personalised AI-driven answers. So you're no longer ranked, you're either selected by the AI or ignored. Basically, the AI decides. Just this week, actually, our agency has converted 3 sales from an AI search. And in this episode, we're going to be delving into the details of how you can get your business featured too.
So over the coming weeks in the US and months, if you're internationally located, you'll see a new tab for AI mode in Google's search results and in the search bar on the Google app.
So in today's episode, we're going to help you understand how AI mode works, and we'll be running through various things. So first and foremost, what is Google AI mode? Secondly, how AI mode finds answers. Thirdly, the rise of passage level SEO competition. And fourthly, how AI mode personalizes results.
So that's explaining how it works. But most importantly, we'll be telling you what you can do for your business to take advantage of Google's new AI mode. We'll be dropping 5 absolute value bombs, 5 top tips to help you take advantage of this, get more leads and increase those sales. Welcome to the Marketing Podcast for local businesses, where we provide local businesses in the UK with practical marketing advice to help them grow. I'm Adam, founder of websitedesigners.london, one of the UK's top 1% online marketing agencies, helping businesses generate tens of millions of pounds.
And my name's Josh. I'm the founder of ImproveMySearchRanking.com, a specialist SEO agency based in London. We've helped over 400 businesses generate over £200 million in sales.
Every episode, we break down marketing strategies and trends to help you stay ahead of the competition. Today's episode is super exciting. Josh and I love a bit of technology and AI and breakthroughs in the AI space, especially when it affects our businesses. So today we're talking about Google's new AI mode. So AI being artificial intelligence, for those who have been living under a rock. So according to Google's patent filings, firstly, let me just say AI mode is not even launched in the UK yet. So this is hot off the press stuff. This is, we're ahead of the trend by talking about this. So the AI mode is not going to be a tweak or a new kind of add-on service. It's going to be a total overhaul of the way Google works. So Josh, let's break it down.
Yeah, so essentially Google's moving away from its classic 10 blue links from the search and rank kind of SEO that we've seen for years and years and years, and moving more towards the conversational search type system like ChatGPT. And this basically means that Google's AI mode isn't going to work on a single query. It's going to remember your past interactions, it's going to learn your preferences and build context over time. And therefore, when you do a search in the future, it's not going to be the same answer for you as it is for somebody else. So for example, if you typed in carpet cleaner in London, your Google AI mode will show you a different result. And this is going to be based on dozens of hidden queries behind the scenes, context and content you didn't type into the search query. And we're going to be delving into the details of this in this episode.
Amazing. So the way we understand it, and by the way, this is Google's AI mode is still in the works. So it's an ongoing, developing kind of change to Google. So that's just a caveat that we want to chuck out there. But essentially, it will be more of a conversational search. So if you think about if our listeners have used any LLMs, language learning models or learning language models, I can't remember which way around the acronym is, but it's less of a search and rank and more of a conversational search. So find a company that sells glass water bottles that can be delivered to me in the next working day would be a kind of type of search. So more conversational in nature, less like Josh said, service in location.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So how does AI mode really find those answers? So we're going to talk about, there are two technical terms and we'll break these down for you. The artificial intelligence, the AI mode, kicks off something called a query fan out. Query fan out. It essentially generates a number of kind of variation of your original query. Josh, do you want to break this down a little more?
Yeah, so again, using the example of a carpet cleaner, if you were to go to Google AI mode and type in best carpet cleaner near me, previously in the existing version of Google, you'd get your 10 results back, and that's the traditional kind of SEO. Now, in AI mode, when you do that search, as we understand, based on Google's patents and recent expo, they're basically saying that they will analyze a variety of very similar terms and contextually relevant terms. So you type in carpet cleaner near me, it will then look for cheapest carpet cleaner near me, or how to remove stains, wine stain, coffee stain, etc. Cheapest, most highly reviewed. Basically, it will look at maybe 10, 20, 30, 50, 100 different search queries. It will review its kind of database for the best kind of answer to your query, and it will summarize that in its response, giving you various different recommendations rather than the way Google works now. I don't know if that explains it, but that's kind of...
I guess all we need to know, to summarise, I think you explained that pretty well, but to summarise, it's behind the scenes, a number of variations, a lot of information is gathered and then summarised to give you the best result, right, based on your personality.
I think it's called a query fan out. I think the word fan out means that if you imagine like a box, so a box has your single query in it, and then it's fanning out into several other directions with several other boxes with several other queries in it, and it's kind of, that's how I think it's explained.
Yeah. And then we'll move on to another technical query, and I promise you this is the last kind of technical term we'll talk about here, because we tried to make this as relatable as possible to everybody. So once you kind of search for something in this AI, it will kick off this query fan out, generates the hidden variations of your original query, and then it will create something called a custom corpus. Custom corpus, all it is a set of text data that is manually or automatically gathered, typically automatically gathered in Google's AI mode, processed and prepared to serve a specific need. So it's a kind of unique set of documents that are relevant, that it thinks are relevant for you for that query. So query fan out creates a custom corpus. So your search will create a series of variations summarized that thinks it's relevant to you for that particular moment and search. And then it will use a number of these LLMs, large language models. I previously said learning language models, which is incorrect, sorry. To summarize, translate, extract, and then reason across that content. It'll then decide which passage to cite, and then choose what format to produce that in, whether text, video, image, regarding what kind of best fits the query. So you'll obviously tell it, create me an image, or create me a video. So look, we're going to break this down for you, and I promise you this will become more relevant to you. What does all this mean for you and your business? What can you do to help here? We'll explain all of that. So this isn't all about who ranks number one. It's about whose content survives this multi-stage Google's AI mode vetting process.
So this gives rise basically to what we call the passage level competition, rather than page level or website level SEO competition. Now we're thinking about passage level competition, so a paragraph or a bit of information on a web page on your website. So AI mode doesn't evaluate full pages anymore, or full websites. It evaluates individual sections of each of your pages, and therefore you're not being ranked against other websites, you're being ranked against other passages on other pages. So a good way of thinking about this is competition is on a passive by passive basis. I don't know how else to say it.
Okay, so for example, if I give an example here, instead of writing a blog post about flowers and what flowers are in season for June, I guess and it's just quite generic, it will want specific data around maybe the type of flower, how you plant that flower, how to keep the flower. So essentially you're being ranked at the quality of that particular paragraph for that topic, as opposed to the overall kind of website or page. So it's not evaluating the whole page, it's more specific on the paragraph or that passage.
Yeah.
That's where I kind of...
Yeah, I think it comes down more to the quality, as you kind of mentioned.
Yes.
So it's all about the quality of the content. So I suppose that is a traditional SEO factor, is actually how good is your content, how is it high quality, does it have all the information you need in there, is it concise and include all the information that a customer needs, rather than just spewing out a load of text for the sake of SEO. So you need to have really, I suppose, maybe actionable, useful content that's well structured, easy to be crawled, and that's going to help you rank better in the AI mode.
Perfect. So far, just to recap here, I know this is quite technical in detail. So we've explained what Google AI mode is, how it kind of works, how we think it works, from the kind of the information they've already released, and how passage or paragraph level competition matters. Next, we'll talk about something called how it's personalized. And then my final kind of the best paragraph, we're going to give you kind of top 5 takeaways and what you can do for your local business. So look, AI mode is going to be very personalized. So 2 users might see completely different answers for the same query. So Josh and I did a test. If we typed in what is the best online marketing company in South London, Josh or my company might come up in the search results for when Josh and I search. However, if Joe Bloggs, who lives in Middlesbrough, who doesn't know that we use ChatGPT for maybe some elements of our business, which already knows the name of our business, and it knows that we run an online marketing company, so it might offer us biased information, that Joe Bloggs based in Middlesbrough might not get the recommendation of Josh or my company as a suggestion for the best online marketing firm to use. So essentially, based on your history of search, it will give you a different answer, even if 2 people were to search for exactly the same thing. It considers location, your device, your past behavior, and even what search results, what YouTube videos you've watched. So I guess if you're still using those traditional rank trackers and wondering why your kind of website traffic has dropped, you probably might be looking at something Google calls logged out data, which means nothing in AI mode. So you're not ranked anymore, you're selected, or you're not. It's very binary. So
yeah, I was just saying on the traffic front with the new AI modes, a lot of traffic will no longer go to your website, but it will be your content will be read and seen in AI mode, and that, rightly so, a lot of business owners are worried about their traffic dropping with new AI technology kind of stealing all the traffic for itself. But at the end of the day, if your business does appear in these results with your phone number, then at the end of the day, all you want is more business. You don't really care if somebody clicks on your website.
Spot on. Okay, the best section, final section, we're going to give you 5 tips. I'll go for the first one, Josh. So look, what should your business do to help with this Google AI mode? Here's what we suggest businesses, including local ones, should focus on. Number 1, optimize those paragraphs or the passages, not just your pages. So write your site's content in a kind of well-structured manner, answer very specific questions that you think users are going to search. So for example, how long does carpet cleaning take? Do you clean offices in Islington? That's a recommendation number 1, optimize passages, not just pages.
Next is to optimize for semantic similarity. So what this is, is this a bit more technical again, but try to break it down. So the AI is looking for something called vector similarity, which basically means that your content has to sound like what people are really asking for, even if the words are different. So just make sure that you're including as much information as possible into your passages and pages.
Number 3 is anticipate those hidden queries. So again, don't just optimize for the kind of service location, carpet cleaning London, as traditional Google search results would appear in. Optimize for all those kind of what they call unspoken queries behind it. So best carpet cleaner for pet stains. Because if you think about it, when we use ChatGPT, they're very specific, nuanced things. So I don't know, my dog had a little lump on his fur coat. I would type in multi-poo, toy multi-poo, small lump on belly. I mean, there are so many different variables in there, right? Instead of location, service. If you're a vet and you've got a response for multi-poo, spot, lump on belly, I mean, you're gonna definitely appear in that AI search result, right? So and some more kind of examples: eco-friendly carpet shampooing in blah blah blah. Emergency next day carpet cleaning. How much does carpet cleaning cost? How to remove a coffee stain from my carpet. Again, these are all very, very specific things you can write content for.
Next up is structuring your content for extraction. So what I mean by this is you want to showcase your content in a way that's easy for AI to extract it and use it in its results. So FAQs is a really easy and good way of doing this. So think of all the questions that someone might follow up with during the sales process with you. What are the most common pain points? What do people ask you when they call up to book in your service or product, and have an FAQ section about that. Include tables, so comparison tables, you versus the competition. That'd be another great thing. A lot of AI agents or AI overviews and ChatGPT as well would show you a table comparing things, so you can get that information. Any data do you have? If you have your own exclusive data, I think that's going to be a really important thing for the future to help you show up in AI. Use descriptive headings. So the reason for doing this is that it helps the AI pull out the most relevant information for the query that somebody's typed in.
Amazing. Final tip, number 5, is invest in detail or in topical depth. So domain authority in AI mode now isn't just about backlinks, it's about how comprehensively you cover a topic. So a blog post on how to remove coffee stains might help you get cited in those AI mode responses, even if it doesn't appear in those traditional search results in Google's kind of top 10 results. Before we give you kind of final thoughts, just want to kind of quickly recap what we've covered here. So we've covered Google's AI mode, groundbreaking, total overhaul of the way it searches. It's going to be the most powerful AI search. Whatever's on your mind, get an AI-powered response, explore it further with follow-up questions and helpful web links. And over the coming weeks, months, you'll probably see a new tab for AI mode appear in search in Google, in the search bar in the Google app as well. So you'll see that coming up. So we've covered the kind of what is Google AI mode, how it really finds answers, the kind of how important it is for passage or paragraph level competition, why, how AI is going to be personalized, and finally what you should do. Those top five kind of tips for you guys.
So final thoughts are: you're no longer just optimizing for a keyword, you're optimizing to be selected by an AI system that understands users' needs probably better than they do themselves. So to summarize again, there's 4 little points here. Make sure you have some clear passages with all the information you need, semantic richness, real topical expertise, and finally just embrace the fact that AI is now the middleman in the customer journey.
Amazing. So look, that's it for today's episode of the Marketing Podcast for Local Businesses. I hope this episode gave you ideas and challenged your strategy. Hit follow, please do leave a nice 5-star review and share it with a business owner who's still thinking about SEO or stuffing a page with carpet cleaner London keywords. We'll catch you until next time. Until then, do keep learning, adapting, and keep showing up smart. And my name's been Adam.
And I'm Josh.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you.